Well, can you give me a refresher on what we talked about?
I think didn't we just mention the vampires and
Yeah.
Vampires and what?
he scurried us upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right
And
before
then
we
we
got
got to talking about the event. That was about it. I don't. Well, originally, we were just coming here to talk to him about the vampires, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So, I guess once we get into his, or we're already in his library.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know. I guess I'll start by kind of explaining a little bit about what happened and what led up to that.
Just the entire kind of scenario surrounding the eventual fight with the vampires.
Yes.
Okay.
Um, you mentioned like the kid that sold them.
I don't mention who, but just kind of a broad, like, yeah, we talked to some guy, we talked to some other guy. Because I really wasn't paying attention to their names.
Okay.
So. Then it turned out the coffin maker had them, and that was where we found these.
All right, and he sort of, kind of takes in the whole story, just letting you kind of do your thing. And at the conclusion, he just says, "And to think such great danger was so close this whole time. It is good that you have rooted out the threat, but I fear what else may be lurking in the hidden parts of the town."
As do I. For now, though, I would say our best plan of action is just continue as we are, and probably, we can stay in touch, but we probably should do it behind closed doors if we are going to do it.
This is probably the wisest course of action, yes. So, is there anything else that I can do? Anything to assist you, or, well, as clearly you know your needs better than I do.
I look at Yoan. I don't have anything to you.
Can you repeat the last thing you said?
Me?
Yeah.
He basically just asked if there was anything he could do to help, and kind of said, well, you would know what you need probably more than I would, so what can I do?
I'll shake my head. I don't trust him.
Okay.
We'll be in touch. Currently, we don't really need anything right now, but I for sure will definitely keep in touch.
Alright, and he kind of just gives a solemn nod and, and just acknowledging you all, giving you all kind of the goodbye nod as well.
And before I leave, I say, actually, now that I think about it, we happened to stop into the toy shop and saw a very peculiar doll.
How so?
Oh, it was, and I'll describe it. Just saying, but when I inquired about purchasing it, this appears it was Isaac Strasny's special order. But it was fairly lifelike. I don't know. It just kind of struck me as odd that he would commission a toy maker to, create something so real looking.
He looks a bit, just sort of generally perplexed. He says, "Well, it is no business of mine what my employee does with his pay, so long as it doesn't infringe upon the happiness and prosperity of the village. Makes no real difference to me."
I just figured I'd let you know. It just seemed a little, odd.
Duly noted.
All right, and then I will exit.
All right. So, you head back the way you came, down the hall, down the switchback flight of steps that led you up to the second story, and you find yourselves in the foyer of the house once again, surrounded by bundles of sticks. Would you like to just go on and leave the house?
Did I ever ask him what the festival was going to be about? Like what it entailed?
I don't believe you did.
Can I redact leaving and ask him that instead? Because I think I was going to, but then we ended it. So
yeah, I know we kind of had to break it off because we had a hard stop. But all right, So, you ask him what exactly?
I just say the event that's happening tomorrow. I believe it's the next day. The event that's happening. What does that entail exactly?
He says, "Well, this will be the greatest event of the year. We shall construct a massive wicker sun in the town square, and then with all of the citizens of the town present, we will set it ablaze, and all will be well. We shall celebrate and be merry."
I myself like to. What was this? Oh. I myself would like to. I love to party. But I was told that there's been a shortage of wine lately. Is that something that would be necessary to celebrate?
Certainly wouldn't hurt.
Well, I guess that leads me to. I think I do know of something that you might be able to do for me, or at least for us, to be able to help you have the best celebration you can. Is there possibly a way you could get us over to the winery to find out what's going on? Possibly quicker than us walking?
He thinks for a moment and says, "Well, if you are going on business that would help the festivities go more smoothly, I suppose I could set you up with a carriage or something. Still, you probably wouldn't be back by the time the festival took place. Would still probably be about a day or so to get to the winery."
Well, it seems you
What
fancy
about
having. Oh, go ahead.
Wouldn't you need?
What?
Yeah.
Isn't there a festival every week?
I just can barely make out what you're saying. You're like
Isn't there a
lagging
festival every week?
Then yeah, there is a festival.
So, it for next week's festival?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, may not help this week's festival, but it will be available for the next festival.
He thinks on it and says, "Well, what's a Barovian without his wine?" And he says, "Yes, I will supply a carriage for you and get you to the winery."
Many thanks. And then I take my leave.
Okay.
And I poke my head back and I say, by the way, we're at the, what is it, Blue Water?
Blue water. Yep.
Alright, and then I leave.
Okay. So, yeah, down the hall, down the stairs, through the foyer, stacked high with sticks. And, yeah, back out the door you go. Into the streets of Valaki. In the meantime, what's Melkar doing back at the inn?
Just drinking the rest of that half bottle of wine straight from the bottle while reading that book.
Okay. Alright, so Melkar manages to occupy his time pretty uneventfully. So what are the other two of you doing?
Let's see. What are the places we haven't visited?
Places you haven't been, you say?
Yeah, within this city. Cool. Alright.
Let's see. So, as far as the more or less marked ones on the map,
Yeah.
you've been to the church. For some reason, it's still not letting me ping. It's really fucking annoying.
Been to the church. Been to Coffin
Yep.
Makers.
Yep.
And then that was the toy shop? No, that was the toy shop.
Correct.
That was what?
That was the Burgomaster's mansion that you just left.
Okay. And then that's our inn.
Yep.
Okay, what was this one way over here?
That is essentially the main building of the stockyard.
Okay, gotcha. So we've been pretty much everywhere.
Are there any fountains?
You haven't seen any, though it dawns on you you haven't yet been to this town square that everyone talks about either, so.
The town square?
What about the town square?
I suggest we.
We go to the town square.
Okay.
I agree. And then as we're walking, I will cast message.
Okay.
And send, and that's like a silent message, right?
Yeah.
All right. I will message Yoan and just say, was that guy giving you creepy vibes, or was that me? Or was it just me?
Was I getting creepy vibe?
Just generally a creepy individual, yeah. I mean, from what you know, he's more or less anti-Strahd, which is certainly not a bad thing. But yeah, he's just kind of he strikes you. Let's see, with that 9, he strikes you as a bit out of touch. Just kind of as though he's forcing something that maybe the people don't necessarily believe in, but he's persevering through anyway.
That's my response. Wait, can I respond? Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah, you're able to respond. I message back, do you think we can trust him? Or, I'll just, for the sake of it, I'm messaging, but I'll just say it for now. Rather than just saying, oh, I message back.
Yeah.
I see flashing. Hear no words.
Is
Perhaps-
this better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. My food outside. No.
You what?
No. Okay. Yeah, that'll probably work better.
Okay. What do you think we should do? Well, actually, I'll head to the town square with Yoan.
Okay. So, yeah, the two of you, well, are you gonna, like, ask for directions or something? Because you've been kind of all up and down the presumably main drag.
Should we go get
Haven't seen
Melkar
it.
first? And then
Buffering.
question to Yoan.
Yes.
Okay. We will. I guess I will go back, and as soon as we walk in, are you down at the bar drinking, or are you in your room? Brown.
I'm down at the bar.
So as soon as I walk in, I will, just kind of subtly point to Melkar, and in a message say, "Melkar, you should come with us."
So, Melkar, you just hear a voice in your head say, Melkar, you should come with us.
Wait, do I know? Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with your voice. I just respond back. Go where?
We're going to the town square. Also, hi, I can do this too.
What are we going to the town square for?
To check it out and see what's there. Burgomaster guy was kind of a little creepy, so we want to investigate. And if I have to use multiple messages to say that, that's fine.
No, you can, if you're within 30 feet, I'll just use my awakened mind to talk telepathically. I don't think really limited on that.
I'm not limited on message either. It's just a cantrip.
Alright, I guess I'll close my book, put it away, and put the cork back in the top of this bottle.
Okay.
I'll say, how tipsy would I be if I drank like a quarter bottle of wine?
I mean, you'd probably have a decent buzz going.
The
Alright.
fact that you're standing up is a miracle.
It's not.
What?
What? I heard the clicky of the keyboard. But for some reason your voice just doesn't want to go through.
My voice doesn't work.
Indeed,
I heard that
your voice
perfectly.
doesn't work.
Heard what?
I heard it perfectly.
Oh,
And now it
Okay.
sounds great. And now it's gone.
in a.
Welcome
The
to
only
the
thing.
No
Welcome to
fucking clue.
Hotel Internet 101. If you can go wired, at all possibility you can go wired, you should.
Or use Discord on the phone. It works good in there.
That could work as well. Oh, of course it is.
Rip.
Oh shit. Alright. Well, anyway. Yeah, so you head out. Departing for the town square. I would say you're able to find your way there. No real difficulty. You know, you ask somebody or whatever.
I'll
and
just
they-
ask, what's her nuts?
the barkeeper?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Danica. And yeah, she
Danica,
gives you
that's
directions.
Yes.
Yeah, so essentially, you can just head south along one of the roads just kind of outside the inn at the intersection and follow it down, and it'll kind of spit you out pretty much at the town square. It's
Is that the
kind
town
of-
square?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we would. Well, wouldn't we have crossed by it going from wherever this is to over here? Oh no, never mind. We're good. Sorry, continue.
Okay. So yeah, you make your way down, and you know, as you follow the road, you do see it sort of opening up, and when you kind of clear the surrounding buildings on either side, you can see that there are a number of shops and homes that sort of enclose the town square. Most of them decorated with limp, tattered garlands and painted wooden boxes filled with little dead flowers. At the north end of the square, you see a row of stocks, locked in which are several men, women, and children wearing what look to be crude plastered donkey heads. In the center of the square, you see some peasants in patchwork clothing, just sort of eyeing you suspiciously as they use whatever they have, whatever vessels they have to draw water from a crumbling old stone fountain. Standing tall at the center of the fountain, you see a gray statue of a rather impressive-looking man facing west. All around the square are posted proclamations that say, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year. The Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendants and children required. Rain or shine, all will be well. The Baron."
That's thaumaturgy. I wonder if the peasants make the ground shake a little.
Okay. Let's see. The peasant just kind of looks down at the ground, completely unexpressive. Just like, yeah, whatever. Another day in Barovia.
Fucking depressed, man. I will. Is there anybody preparing, like setting up stuff for the festival?
You do see, sort of in a farther off corner of the square, there are a pair of platforms. One of them features it looks like a gallows. The other one is sort of empty, and you see what looks like perhaps the beginning of a fire pit of sorts being constructed. You gather that this might be the place where they decide to put the wicker sun once it's completed.
Where's this on the map?
I got it.
For whatever reason, I can't ping.
There.
Oh, okay.
All right. Does it look like they're building it to be permanent or just temporary?
The platform with the fire pit
Mm-hmm.
looks as though they've just kind of assembled some rubble, basically, and they're kind of throwing it together. It doesn't look like it's really meant to stay for any real length of time.
Huh. Okay. I guess I'll approach whichever one, or you said there are a couple people, right, that are working on it?
Yeah.
I'll approach the least busy looking one. You know,
Okay.
construction job, you always got 3 or 4 guys standing around watching one guy work.
All right. So yeah, you approach. Looks like just middle-aged, balding guy. Kind of just blank, drab expression on his face. Looks like he's got a bit of scruff going on, like he hasn't shaved in a few days. He's just kind of watching everybody else assemble things on the platform.
I'll just walk up and kind of, if I can, stand next to him, and I'll just kind of watch too, and just casually remark, "Wow, they're really busting their ass out there."
Yes.
Prestidigitation make it smell like a fart underneath his nose.
This is just Malkar's thing, I guess.
My nose or
No,
the guy's?
no, the guy that's not working.
He doesn't really react.
These Barovians sure like the smell of fart.
Well, I just kind of look over at him and say, "Well, what's gonna happen with this one after the festival?"
He just kind of stands there, sort of slack-jawed for a moment, and just says, "They tear it down?"
Yes, but do they just throw it away and make something new on the next win, or how often are things like this just created and discarded?
Oh, every week or so.
Huh. And, I take it you've attended these events.
He nods.
What can you tell me about them? I've never experienced any event, and, wanted to make sure that I would be prepared.
Okay. Yeah, he says, people prepare the event. Burgomaster come out, say all will be well. Set something on fire or kill a wolf or something like that, and life goes on.
So he just comes out, does something, gives a speech, and goes away.
Pretty much.
I'll look around and say, well, But I can see his method works.
He just doesn't really respond.
Well, what would you, if you had to tell the Burgomaster anything, what would you say, or like any suggestions or requests? What would you say?
He does not respond to that line of questioning.
I cast message and say the same thing in his head. And I also say, this is... Nobody else can hear this.
Okay. He says, I would tell him it's not working. No one is enjoying it. So, cut the bullshit.
Okay. And then I'll just kind of casually, remark, well, it seems like, you guys have got your hands full. I was just kind of trying to figure out, a general idea of what these festivals are. Are you always on the crew to build?
He kind of shrugs and says, usually.
Okay. And I hold out my hand and say, I'm Ron.
Alright, he, looks at your hand and kind of... It's almost as though this is like an unfamiliar, gesture to him.
Okay.
But, he, like, kind of pieces it together and, sticks his hand out. Kind of like... Sort of like meets your hand, doesn't really know what to do, per se. And just says, my name is Oleg.
Oleg.
Yeah.
Like, spelled exactly how it sounds?
Oleg?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Pleasure, Oleg. And, was there anything else you can tell me about town that you should know? Or, that a newcomer should, go see, or a newcomer should check out? Anything like that?
He, thinks for a moment. And there's, there is the toy shop. If you're the religious type, there's St. Andrew's. Not really.
Okay. Well, I'll let you get back to supervising, and I will. I will probably be in touch.
He just gives you kind of a gruff nod and turns back to, vigilantly doing nothing.
All right. I will walk back to her. Or are you guys with me, or are you guys like kind of hanging back?
I guess just like a few feet away.
That there were people in stock heads.
I don't know what you said.
There were people in sop heads, is what I
That's about what I got. There are people in stocks with crude plaster donkey heads.
Actually, can I reenact that? I forgot that was a thing. Ron would have pointed that out.
Okay.
And just said, what's with the people in the horse heads?
They get on the burgomaster's bad side. He put them in the stocks.
Right, but how long did they stay?
Depends on what they do.
My entire roll 20 just went white.
Just went white.
Yep. Everything gone.
Interesting.
Yep, I can't even see my character sheet. Hang on, I gotta relog.
Okay.
That was weird. Sorry.
Yeah,
Right,
it's all
it
good.
appears to be fixed.
Cool.
Alright, I guess I will approach the... like, walk over towards the stockades. Or stocks.
Okay. So to clarify, the Yoan thing is Yoan asking Oleg, or is this? Yeah. Okay. And it sounds like Ron's making his way over there as well.
Mm-hmm. I was
Okay.
gonna do the same.
All right.
I'll follow you, Juan.
Okay.
Here's a question, just like a pure gameplay question.
Yeah.
Brown's enlightened sense, or whatever it is, the thing that lets him do the thoughts. Can he just hear everybody's thoughts around him?
No,
Okay.
I choose one person to. I basically talk to you telepathically if you're within 30 feet, and then you can respond. So,
Okay, so it is basically a message.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. I just wanted to know. Wanted to make sure I wasn't being intruded upon. Not that I would know either way, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you approach the stocks, and yeah, you see close to half a dozen people just detained there with these ugly, now kind of deformed a bit from the rain, plaster masks on their heads. They're all just kind of like downcast. It doesn't really appear that they're even paying attention to their surroundings at this point.
Alright. I will... If nobody else walks up and says anything, I walk up and... Oh.
Okay. So yeah, Yoan walks up and, for the sake of streamlining things, asks what's going on here, what have you done, something to that effect. At which point the one that Yoan approached kind of tries to at least force his head up a little bit. And he goes on to explain, we were arrested for malicious unhappiness, spreading so-called negative opinions about the festivals and things like that. Burgomaster takes his festivals very seriously.
Are we... I would like to be close enough to hear what's this conversation.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's see, well, how long are you staying in the or, how long is he making you stay in the stockade?
I did not hear the sentence, but, no. Until Strasny comes and lets me out.
What's with the horse head?
The Burgomaster has a strange sense of humor, I guess.
Alright. I look at Yoan and I will message, yeah, something's going on here. And I say, well, just to the group, or both of us, I guess. I suggest we go back to the inn and talk to Danica.
I guess.
You said something. You are like
No.
not coming through at all.
I heard now. Is this what it was like when I was in Florida?
No.
Oh.
No, it was considerably better when you were in Florida. Would we like to maybe postpone this? Because, especially with a 3-person party, it's
Yeah.
kind of tough. You have to wait, a long ass time. I mean, not that you're slow at typing or anything, but it's just kind of breaks the immersion, and it's like you're so focused on tech stuff that it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, we could do that.
When do you want to postpone it to?
Well, she's not back in town until Tuesday night, so at least then, I am getting a phone call from Becca.
She's gonna play like that.
Hello. I see the I walk up to one and ask. That's the most recent thing. Oh, yeah, well, we got nothing, so.
Connection issues are fun. Yeah, I mean, I'm good as long as we're done by like 10:30, 11 o'clock anytime, I'm good.